What up, you guys? Today is the day that I can finally do this. I've been waiting to do this for about a month and a half. This is my R1. It is blue. I really love the blue, but personally, it's not my favorite. I get a lot of compliments on the color, but I genuinely just kind of prefer a different sort of color on this bike. And one of those other colors is this purple. So Amotopart was nice enough to send me a free set of these fairings. Look at that. Let me show you in the sun. Look at that in the lighting. This chameleon iridescent purple and blue. I had a very similar color on my CBR 600. I'll throw a picture of it up. I'm fortunate enough to be partnered with Amotopart, which is incredible. So keep in mind, they did send these to me for free. So obviously my review is going to be a bit more biased. However, I have been using Amotopart for literally years now on my other bikes. I believe I used them on my CBR. I used them on a Ninja 400. I love these fairings. So I've been purchasing these without any discount, without any affiliation with them for years now. And I think it's actually kind of surreal being partnered with them now, that they're sending me free fairings to be able to just put on my own bike just for free. And all I have to do is tell you guys about the experience, which so far is amazing. They come in this box, pretty obvious that this is going to be the fairing box when you receive it. They somehow all fit in here. I would highly recommend, if you're doing fairings on your bike, that you lay them all out first, just to make it easier to pick them up and put them on the bike. The complaint is there are some imperfections, like this little thing here on the fuel tank or the gas tank cover, and I think on the head. There's it's really hard to see in this lighting, but there's kind of like a little dent sort of thing right here. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but it is there. Not the biggest thing in the world. I mean, if you reach out to them and let them know that there are imperfections and you're not totally satisfied, I'm sure that they'll send you out properly done ones. But personally, I don't really care too much. I don't think it's gonna really bother me that much. So it's time to throw them on. All right, so I didn't get a video of me actually putting them on because it kind of took a long time and I had to lock in, as fairings do. But here are some cool little things. So when I put on the gas tank, if you're doing the R1 yourself, just make sure that you do the tank cover correctly. You're going to need some kind of automotive tape or something like that, as you can see that I used here, in order to get it to stay. I think mine should stay on pretty well. This is typically the standard on how you put kind of tank covers on, because the R1 gas tank is the fairing, which is kind of annoying, but that's just the way the bike is. So they give you this tank cover and you just have to put your own sticky tape, which they do not provide. So make sure you get some if you have a bike that has a tank like that. But overall, it put on pretty well. And then when I put the exhaust on, this is what happened. Finally, we are done. It may not look like much from this lighting, but when we kind of walk around like this, you can really see how it changes colors and see that beautiful purple. Holy crap. I also put that SC project on. It's a fake one, it's not a real one, which is why it's kind of holding on by like red right now. It's gonna be a little difficult to figure out how to actually get that to stay on, but when the right lighting is right, oh my goodness, that purple looks unbelievable. And then when you walk this way, the blue, so basically if the lighting is closer to where you are, more direct, it looks more blue, and then the more at an angle that it is, it looks more purple. And I believe if you can get all the way to the right angle, it'll even look a little bit gold, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, I gotta put the badges on. Still a little bit of work to be done on this bike. For the most part, the fairings are done. Couple complaints though still. You can kind of see, you can't really see in this lighting, but you can see a little bit of the color underneath. This doesn't really totally properly cover everything. Maybe if I get a seat in the future, it'll kind of fix that. But I mean, the color underneath is still blue, so it's not like super obvious. Other than that, everything fit pretty well. They send you a lot of pieces that you don't really need, like new black pieces and stuff, which I didn't really need to worry about. But yeah, this thing looks insane. I also installed these mirrors and I'm going to be flashing it as well. I just sent the ECU over to BT Moto, so hopefully that will get done soon. But yeah, I had to put it under this lighting so you can kind of really see, but man, it looks incredible.